Hey, how's it going today? It's Frank here, and I'm here with Terror Tuesdays. And this movie is called Veronica. And wow, I've got to say that was a good movie. I heard about this on TikTok, and I also heard and read that I don't know what percentage of people, but it said this percentage of people couldn't finish this movie. I've just watched it, and I've got to say it's a good movie. The only thing I was disappointed with it was the lack of, you know, I gotta say it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be with the amount of stuff I've read. I'm pretty sure some people are probably gonna say it's not as good as they make it out to be, or just like people putting up false narratives that it's scary. Now, don't get me wrong, it got me hooked from the start. I mean, I don't know where to start with this. I'm probably not gonna mention stuff in chronological order. I'm gonna mention the important bits. The start, there's detectives that come in to his house, and you know, you don't see what happens. It's a juxtaposition. They're showing the end of the movie. I like it. I kind of like when they do juxtaposition, but at the same time it gives the ending away, which makes no sense to me. I kind of like to be surprised. And bear in mind, I would recommend this movie first. I would highly recommend watching it before watching this video, because obviously I give all the movie away. And yeah, so it's about this teenage girl called Veronica. I thought she was the mum of the three kids. She's actually the sibling, and her mum is not really at home. So yeah, and she sort of messes around with this Ouija board, and yeah, she's with like someone called Dinah Rose. She messes around with the Ouija board. She sort of gets a bit like possessed and gets a bit crazy after a while, and she sort of experiences paranormal activity, such as like when she's like bathing with her siblings and the hot water just turns on while she leaves the room. I think she gets taunted out the room by the evil spirit. And also like when she draws symbols, they catch on fire, and her putting something on top of the wardrobe at the bag that the Ouija board in, but it kept falling down. Also like some light bulbs breaking, getting, you know, seeing like this demon or whatever it is. And I literally thought there was going to be jump scares in this. It really made me tense. I kind of felt a bit, some scenes made me uncomfortable. It kind of made me a bit, freaked out, like the scene where she was eating at the dinner table, and she sort of twitches her arm like that when she's like, I don't want to keep doing that because people might get the wrong idea. But yeah, she starts to eat a meatball, and it's almost like her body imagines it as blood, and she sort of spits out and sort of vomits it out. The siblings kind of notice as well. I'm not going to mention their names. I will mention one of them because they're going to be significant at the end. And yeah, it was that kind of disturbing. And also when the wardrobe opens, there should have been a jump scare there too. This movie was perfect. Would have been perfect for jump scares. There was scenes where they probably were trying to make it jump scare, but it wasn't intended to scare people. Those sort of jump scares. The scene that I liked the most is when she's having a nightmare, which I thought was kind of real. Well, there's two nightmares she has, but one nightmare is when she sees her two siblings in the wardrobe, and she sees like this figure, that this whatever it is, right, and it's actually a dad. It's a demon pretending to be a dad, and he calls out her name, and she sort of gets forced onto the bed by all these arms, like hands, or you want to call it, and he sort of like, I don't know what else he does, and she wakes up or like freaked out. She also has another nightmare of that. This is a nightmare. This is the part that disturbed me a little bit, to be honest, because I should have read that this was also a nightmare. I like movies like this where there is a sort of nightmare situation and they wake up. I like this scenes like this. And there's three siblings that the siblings are jumping on her bed, and they sort of say that they're hungry, right? And they start eating her arms. The kids start eating her, and yeah, that was quite a disturbing scene. And this demon hand comes out of nowhere and starts making her bleed out from the end. I'm not going to mention. That disturbed me the most. I should have read that was a nightmare, because they were actually annoying her right there. So I should have probably guessed it. She then tries to get Dinah Rose's help. Yeah, that's it. To actually fix the Ouija board, because she got some sort of advice from like the nun, which I like the nun. Not the movie, I'm not talking about the movie, I'm talking about the character. nun. They call her Sister Death, which, by the way, I just found out now when I scrolled down, because when you go to when you watch the movie, they give you a recommendation from that movie that's kind of related, kinda, and it's called Sister Death. So this is about the nun that I think it's before that Sister Death came into it or something like that. So I'm gonna have to watch that next week. It's not necessarily a sequel to Veronica, but it's related to one of the characters in the movie. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I'll add it to my list. Watch it for next Tuesday or Monday, but it'll be more fitting to watch next Tuesday. And yeah, so back to the movie. The nun sort of says that you got to protect your siblings. You got to do right what you did wrong. Good. That's actually a good phrase, actually, to be honest. I don't know if I got the other way around, but that's actually not too bad. And yes, she sort of senses spirits and demons. Remember, she's blind, but I feel like she definitely looks. When you see those people that have no like pupils in their eyes, you know damn well they're going through some sort of possession, because that's creepy. You can't. I must be about that creepy looking. I'm saying that people have gone through some situations like that. Not in every case. In some cases, people have been possessed. Like, it's just the way she was acting. I think she was kind of psychic because she senses spirits around her. She doesn't actually know it. She can't see what's going on. She gets it from like the spirits around her. She says, "Oh, you must be taking serious stuff out." And yes, she said, "Look in the books." Yeah, bad idea to be doing a séance in the basement of the school. I kind of felt it was a bit weird there. I've never seen that kind of disturb me, even though it wasn't necessarily a scene. It was just something in the way they did a scene that when they were in the classroom and the teacher talks about the Mayans. I think that's what she was first. Who said Maya? I think she was meant to say Mayans, and talks about the eclipse, and I don't know what the presentation was. It's a bit creepy for kids, and there was like a picture of like a kid like a drawing of like a kid getting stabbed or something. That was kind of disturbing. I didn't see anything like that happening though. Or there's something similar happens towards the end. Yeah, and I just know it's all girls. I think it's an all girls school. I think, unless there's guys in it too, because I'm pretty sure it's a Catholic school because there's a nun there. I know maybe my dumbass did not, doesn't notice these things straight away. maybe it's a Catholic. I don't know, right? You can tell me in the comments. And yeah, and it starts to get good towards the end. I mean, these movies usually do anyway. She starts to like try and tell the kids what to do in terms of how to stop the demon. One of her siblings did get choked, by the way, in one of the scenes as well. One of the siblings thought it was her. Yeah, there's quite a lot of scenes, to be honest. Yeah, so towards the end, she sort of like sets up everything. She tells the siblings to do what they have to do. This is the thing, though. Why get kids involved in this? So why would she do that? That's just gonna torture them and traumatize them for life. They're not gonna sleep. I know it's a movie, but just the idea of it. If someone did that in real life, take their kids away. They're subjected them to some demonic activity which shouldn't be. And yeah, so, and I keep sniffing, by the way. I hope I'm not getting sick again. Got sick only a few weeks ago. Was it a month ago? Can't be getting forward to get sick again, maybe because I went out a few days ago. But still, I haven't got sick. I hope I don't end up coughing again. Now I will have to do a movie review next week. So yeah, continue with the movie. Don't want to get too off topic. And this they start singing a song to try and calm down the spirit and to try and make the spirit go away or say goodbye to whoever it is. And craziness does happen in this scene where one of the siblings, Antonito, gets taken by the demon, and she tells us she has to look for she has to look for him. And you see a scene like the demons trying to follow her, and she keeps looking around for him. She then gets him, right, and I kind of knew that she didn't actually pick him up. It's just a demon trying to trick her. It's mad how demons can actually mess up our reality with theirs. It's kind of mad. I know the other siblings ever noticed why she was like doing this motion, because she wasn't actually holding him. She didn't actually have him at all. It was just a demon trying to talk them back in. That's a mad scene. And she then eventually goes into the bathroom and she sees him getting dragged. I think that's also a demon way. I think that's also the demon trying to like say to her, look. I think he actually does own the place. So that's what in his words he's trying to say. He's trying to show it, and he sort of smacks into this mirror, and she sort of looks at herself like it's a bit bizarre and strange. She really looks at it like it's, she thinks something's off, and she eventually finds Antonito in a wardrobe, and he sort of calls out to Veronica. When Veronica tries to tell him, look, look, like, it's me. Come on, come on out. You can open your ears now. He ignores her, and she did say to him earlier in the movie, look, don't come to him. Like, come to me. Listen to me. Don't listen to him. And then she eventually gets all these flashbacks, right, of where her mum was telling her about, it's probably all in your head, or it's probably you, and talking about and having flashbacks of what was going on with her siblings, like paranormal incidents, and what Sister Death was saying. And she then eventually figures out that she was possessed. I like that ending though. I didn't expect that. I thought she was actually, like, I know she's haunted by something. I didn't think she was possessed. Should have probably got that ending, but the entire time she's been possessed. So I think she was the one that was actually causing most of these things happen, because she'd been possessed. I like movies like that. I give him this one as well. In this movie, that was brilliant. I like that scene, and stuff like, because usually demons would want her to, would want you to kill like a family member or friend or whatever, right? But she eventually decides it's her own fault, and the demon sort of possesses her, and sort of puts his whole arm down her throat or something like that, I think, trying to kill her from the inside. That's when the police came over. That's when they come over, and the detective sees that she's been possessed by something. That's what the juxtaposition didn't show, because they didn't want to spoil the movie, obviously. To be fair, I mean, I thought there was going to be a very disturbing scene where one of the kids died and Veronica's just next to him or something like that. That's what I thought the screamer was. It was actually her, just the after effects of getting possessed. And yes, she eventually died. So which is quite sad. I didn't expect her to die in this sort of movie. In the end it's just basically just talking about it, I guess, talking about the case. That's mad. I don't know how people couldn't finish watching it. It wasn't the most disturbing movie. I don't think it's, I wouldn't, maybe I would say it's one of the best, but it's not. You could say that, but I wouldn't say it's a perfect score movie. I think they could have been a bit scarier with the scenes and stuff, or maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but her being possessed the entire time kind of knocks it up a bit rating wise. Again, acting brilliant. The storyline, I mean, the dialogue, it is in Spanish, right? They speak in Spanish. Not the dialogue's not in Spanish. The dialogue is in English, right? They speak Spanish. But what I like is that at least I was able to read the subtitles and watch the movie at the same time, because you do need to read the subtitles. I mean, I had to, because they said a lot of important things. So, but if any of you speak Spanish, you won't need the subtitles. But if you don't speak Spanish, then you definitely need to read the subtitles 100%. I mean, I was hoping they would speak English, but it's a shame they're not, to be honest. But it's still a good movie. I can't just hate on the movie because it's in a different language. I know I've complained about it before, because I do want them to speak English. I don't want to be reading the subtitles, because it feels like I'm reading them more than watch the movie. But it was actually a good movie, and it made up for it. Got pretty intense at the end, which I expected it to be. Just everything, but it didn't scare me enough. They had the tension built up, but again, didn't have the scares. I mean, it was freaking me out, yes, but again, I think it would have been a perfect score if it was more scarier. They did have good scenes. I'll give them that. It was a good quality movie, and I rate it quite highly. But again, it needs to be more scary. I feel like people overhyped up to be like the scariest movie ever. It's not scary. There's definitely good scenes in it, and scenes that'll freak you out, but it definitely wasn't scary. And if I missed out on these scenes, I do apologise. I only wanted to give out the important scenes. I don't want to make the video too long. But yeah, rating. This is simple. I was going to give it an 8. But because of her being possessed kind of thing, and I think it was going back to her cause of some of this stuff, I kind of like that, to be honest. I thought it was, a demon just terrorizing and causing paranormal activity. But again, I think that would be the obvious ending for any kind of movie like this. So that's why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. The only thing missing, needed to be more scarier for a movie like this. I was expecting jump scares. The tension was good, but again, it wasn't building up to anything scary. I mean, apart from one scene where it could have got me, where she was, because she would turn over all the mattresses and they were all black, as that demon was taking place there, and she touched like a back of a mattress near towards the end, and a hand came out, like the demon just came off the mattress. I like that because I don't often see that. A demon coming out the mattress, that's quite clever. Usually you would expect it to come out the TV, which a TV did turn on by itself in one of the scenes. Or usually you would expect them to come out from like a wall or a door, which is quite obvious. Or the floor, but they come out from a mattress. I don't think I've ever seen that. I thought someone's going to appear behind the mattress. So yeah, that was, I actually like that. That's pretty neat. I'll give them that one. That's also 9 out of 10 worthy as well. You know, you a lot of good features in this movie. I kind of love it. Definitely, whoever made this movie, well done. You deserve. I hope you got a pay rise for that, because that was a good movie. Highly recommend it. So yeah, that's it for this video. 9 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.